What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So we gotta talk about what happened on Friday Night SmackDown, or more so towards the end of the show with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Nothing too crazy happened on the show, you know, for me to really like deep dive into outside of towards the opening where we had Adam Pearce, who was pretty much covering for Nick Aldis for the night. And it was like a car crash that happened with Solo and the MFT. And, you know, they trying to explain like what's going on, who was behind it and all that. And they assumed that it was Jacob Fatu. So the duration of the show, you see Adam Pearce, he's walking backstage and stuff. He come in contact with the quote unquote San Antonio police officers, and they was looking for Jacob Fatu. So, you know, they end up finding him, and they questioned about was he behind the whole thing, you know, when it comes down to the whole car crash with Solo in them. And you see Jacob Fatu talking about, I don't know what they're talking about, and then he calling them punk ass police and stuff like that. Like, you know, he wasn't with all of it, but you know, they have him come down there, you know, for questioning to see, you know, like was he's the one behind this whole shenanigans and shit like that. So that became a thing, and then later on in the show, you see Solo and the MFT come out there, and they in the middle of the ring, and you know Solo talking his shit as usual. Brings up about, you know, Jacob Fatu was probably the main one behind that whole car crash shit and stuff like that, and how he should be punished for it, blah 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 blah, all that. Then you see a video on the Titantron, and you know you see this car pulling in, but you see Jimmy Uso, he coming in there, and when Jacob gets out of there, he's talking about like, yo, I know you wasn't the one behind it and all that stuff. Then you see that San Antonio police officer or security guard, whatever you want to call him, and they talking about how when they looked at surveillance that it wasn't him behind that whole situation, and it was a misunderstanding. And Jacob looked at them like, yeah, whatever, punk ass police, and walked off, you know, to proceed towards the ring. So as that's happening now, and they all ready, you know, to try to pack his ass up, you see Jimmy Uso, you know, pretty much doing a, you know, being a distraction, and Talatonga caught eye on that. He tried to go on attack against Jimmy, but then that was Jacob Fatu's golden ticket to go out there and start packing these niggas up. So as it's happening, of course they started to get the upper hand and all that, until Jacob Fatu pretty much came for the save, and then, you know, that's when Jimmy Uso, he started going on his attack and hitting them with an Uso splash and stuff. And you know Jacob Fatu, when he starts tweaking and stuff like that, this man is untouchable. So he was on an absolute tear, and Solo was able to get out of there. So as this happening, you see Adam Pearce comes out and was talking to Solo like, you know, it's crazy that you try to think that it was Jacob Fatu the whole time, and you pretty much lied about it and all that, you know, to make yourself look good. But I had to tell you right now, all that's out the window, and talking about, you know, bringing up about their rematch and all that. It's going to happen at SummerSlam, but inside of a steel cage. And I am here for it, because I think that's going to be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to it and shit like that. You know, we're gonna get some interference. You know that for a fact. But yeah, I'm also get into my prediction video, who I think is gonna win and shit like that. When we start getting closer to SummerSlam, you know, we're definitely gonna talk about that and all that. And you see Adam Pearce telling them like, you know, he bring the boys out and telling them like, yo, go handle the situation. So Solo thinking that they're going to handle the shit with Jacob Fatu. Little that he know, they was arresting his ass and all that. You see him having a fit and all that. So it was an interesting segment and all. And, you know, I definitely enjoyed it for the most part and all. But now it's time to get into the main event of the show. So we had Adam Pearce in the ring. And, you know, it's for a contract signing, which was crazy, because why the fuck would it be a contract signing if Cody Rhodes was king of the ring? So this was something totally different. So we see Cody Rhodes come out there. He has a contract in his hands and stuff, and he gets into the ring, grabs the mic, and pretty much was talking about his journey ever since he came back home to the WWE. That everything that he's been a part of, like the matches and all that stuff, he never flinched. And you bring up his past with all the superstars like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. He even mentioned the situation with The Rock about his soul. He brought up his match with Jey Uso, how he never flinched, all of that stuff. Then he brings up that what happened at Mania with John Cena and I lost, that was the time I flinched. And, making it crystal clear that ain't going to happen again. And this time around, I'm going to actually get my championship back. So afterwards, when he was done, Anna Pierce calls out John Cena. So Cena comes out there, but this is a Cena who's now walking with a sense of urgency now. Way different from what he normally would do with his methodical walks. So he goes in there, wastes no time, put the mic down, got into the chair, told Cody to sit down. He said, yo, we need to talk. So he picks up the mic and he pretty much says, what I'm about to tell you right now, was out of my hands. I spoke to the higher ups in regards to, everything going on. And, I wanted to bring this to your attention, and that is I'm not going to be at SummerSlam. So, that raised a whole lot of eyebrows, like, what's going on? So, he brings up that, I'm filming a movie out there in New York and all that, and as a result, I can't be able to make it. And, he brings up that even if I was signed a contract, if I signed this contract, then I would have to be there. So, we know this wasn't nothing, like, too serious, so to speak. And this John Cena politicking his way of not fighting at SummerSlam. And he even told Cody, he said, if you have to move the title match because you won the King of the Ring, so you guarantee the opportunity, we could do it at Clash at Paris, or we could do it at Australia, whatever the case may be, just not SummerSlam. So he tried to justify the whole thing, and Cody was fed up. He wasn't trying to listen to any of that bullshit. And Cena, once he said that, he's saying, sorry, y'all. Like, I know you're looking forward to this match. I think it was going to happen, but plans changed and stuff like that. And I'm out of here. Like, have a good night. And literally try to leave the fuck off. So Cody, was not going to take that lightly. Goes out the ring and proceeds to attack Cena. And they battling back and forth and stuff like that. And, of course, Cena gets the upper hand. And once that's done, Cody, he throws Cody in the ring and stuff like that. It's a team to go pick up the title. And, in his typical fashion, he going to try to hit Cody with that title. So he goes in there and he tries to strike him. Cody dodges it and all that. And he kicks Cena twice. The second time, the title comes out of John Cena's hands into Cody's hands. And now this is his opportunity to finally hit Cena with the championship belt. Because every time he had the opportunity to do so, he always, folded and never really, went with the hitting him with the title and all that. And that always cost him the most. And this is when, bring it up about him, and he never flinched until that moment at WrestleMania, and that happened. So now he got this situation where I'm not going to let this shit slide again. And hit Cena with the title. So he puts him on to the table, and Mace has the contract in his hand, goes up on the top rope, hits a splash on the rope on a Cena. Table's broken in half and stuff like that. And he takes Cena's hand with the pin, mark it down on the contract, and pretty much tell him, I got your signature here. When you get up, just know the match is confirmed. And oh, by the way, this is not just for no ordinary match and all that. This is going to be a street fight. And now things are starting to heat up. and I'm enjoying it because this being a street fight, we're going to get some interference. We don't know who, but guarantee you something really gonna go down. And truth be told, I love this because now this is when you starting to really get in your bag and really start promoting SummerSlam big time. Now we start getting matches that people really care about, and now it gets interesting. So for this to now be turned into a street fight, you know, there may be some things that might happen on towards you know, in that match that's going to be shocking. I see it coming, and the good thing about it, I will be there live to see that because I'm going to SummerSlam night 2, and definitely looking forward to this match. And even night 1, I'm looking forward to that as well. I think it's going to be very interesting and all that. But this was a very good segment. I enjoyed it. You know, I'm looking forward to their street fight and all that. And definitely want to get into predictions of what's going to happen. But all in all, this was a very solid show. You know, I definitely enjoyed it for the most part. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 6.5 out of 10. A little close to a 7. And that's that. But comment down below. Let me know, what did you think about the show? Are you interested, you know, in the Cena versus Cody street fight? All that stuff. Y'all let me know down in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop content right here on this channel. I appreciate y'all love and support. Road to 200 subscribers. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process of anything that you do in life. Your time will come. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace.